Hello everyone, welcome to QAWithSJ channel. In last class we have discussed conditional statements. Today we are going to learn loops. So basically we do have three loops in Java: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Let's suppose you are doing some repetitive task, and if you want to you know automate, if you want to reduce the code to increase efficiency, then we can leverage loops concepts in Java. Let's suppose if you want to print numbers 1 to 10, right? And if you want to print the same number multiple times or thousand times, right, you can simply leverage the loops. So let's go ahead with creating the programs. Then we can see the first one would be while loop. Like how we have condition in if, right? If the condition is true, then only it goes inside. So here also would be the same. If the condition passes, then only it would be go inside and execute the statement. But the thing is, until the condition is false, the loop keeps on running, right? So this is the syntax for while loop. Let's go and write first program. So while loop example, I'm just creating like this. Let's suppose if you want to print 1 multiple times. See, what is you're doing? You're printing the same number multiple times, right? Then why should we write like this? We can use loops. Let's suppose you want to print numbers from 1 to 5, right? So this is 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. If you could see here, you are printing the same number multiple times. We can leverage loops. And here you're running, you're printing numbers from 1 to 5. If you could see the pattern, there is a difference of 1 between each. 1 to 2, 1 difference. 2 to 3, 1 difference. 4 to 5, 1 difference, right? So in such case patterns, you can leverage loops. So let's write our first loop. So int I equal to 0, I'm giving our initial number I equal to 0, and int some number, I'm declaring a value of 5. If you want to print some values from 1 to 5, and then I'm just writing while loop. So here we have to provide the condition: if I less than number. So is 0 less than number? Is it true or false? So this is how it will check. First it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it comes inside, and here you can do whatever the statements you want it to be. I want to print the I value, and then once it is done, I will simply increase the I value. Okay. Now first, what it will check, since I value is 0 and the number is 5. Is 0 less than 5? Yes. It comes here and print it. Then I value becomes how much? 1. Again it will come here. Then what would be the value of I? Now 1, right? Is 1 less than 5? Yes. Then it comes here and, sorry, here it is 0, and it will then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. When it comes to 5, after printing 4, then I value would be 5. Is 5 less than 5? No, right? The condition got failed. So as I said, the loops will keeps on running until the condition is false. Now you can see what happened. It got printed our numbers. Now let's suppose if you need numbers from 1 to 5, then you can change the I value to 1, and you can change I less than or equal to number. So when it comes to 5 less than or equal to 5, 5 not less than, but it is equal to 5, right? So the condition passes, it comes here, and it got printed the value of I, and it got incremented. Now it will check, is 6 less than 5? No, the condition fails, right? This is how it is. Let's suppose if you want to print the same number 5 times or 6 times, then let's suppose I want to print number 5 for 5 times. You can simply give the same number. Let me comment this. So it is getting printed I value for multiple times. The next one would be, let's suppose if you gave like this, is 1 greater than 5? Let's do like this. Okay. Is 1 greater than 0? Yes. Then what will be the value of I now? It will print here, and I value 2 is 2 greater than 0, yes, then this is called infinite loop. You can see it keeps on running. You can simply stop it here because there is no condition to stop here, right? This is about while loop. Let's create one more class for do while loop. New class. I'm just giving the name do while loop example, something like this, and I'm finishing it. Now let's go and check the syntax here. So do while loop. So first it will do, first in general meaning of do, you have to do, right? So first it will execute the statement, then condition comes the next. Okay, let's do that. Int I equal to 0 and simply do statement. So it does nothing, it just do the execute the statement. Let's print the I values, and then what I will do, we had discussed increment decrement operators, right? So that's what I'm doing, and then it gives me error until we have to complete the particular do while statement code writing. Okay, now here we have to check is I less than, let me initialize a number, int number equal to 10. So is less than 0 less than equal to 10, is 0 less than 10, yes, right? Then first what it will do, it will print the I value is 0 and I will become 1, is 1 less than 10, yes. Then again it will come here and then it print I value is 1. Now I value becomes 2, is 2 less than 10, yes. So until the condition is passed, it keeps on printing, right? It printed from 0 to 9. If you need from 1 to 10, then what you have to do, make change to 1 and here less than or equal to, right? It got printed. So what is the difference between while loop and do while loop? This is one of the important key thing you have to understand. The main difference is do while loop, do irrespective of the condition. If you could see, irrespective of the condition, do while loop will execute at least once, right? Irrespective of the condition, it will execute, because in while loop, first we are checking the condition, and then first we are checking the condition. If the condition true, then only we are going inside, right? But here we are going inside and there is no condition at all, but the condition comes next. Then again we are doing our actual loop process. So that's the major difference and you have to keep in mind. And the next one would be for loop. So this is for loop example. So this is how the for loop looks like. There are three statements, like statement 1, 2, 3. Like you can see the syntax. So like how we have initialized the variables. So the first statement is for initializing I value, like how we are doing here on top right, the I value. The same thing is doing here at statement 1, I mean position 1. At position 2, the condition. So at the position 2, if the condition is true, it comes inside, it executes the statement and it comes to here as a step 4, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and the I value becomes 1 now, and it will check the condition is 1 less than 5, yes, comes here, and I value 2 is 2 less than 5. So until this condition is false, it keeps on running here. This is for just initializing the I value. Let's write the for loop. Int I equal to 0 and I less than, let's give some 5, and I plus plus, let me change it to 100 for now, and then you can simply print the loop is running on what I is, right? So I will simply give the I value here. Now what will happen at the first statement, it will initialize I value, and then is now it will check is 0 less than 100, yes, it comes here and it will print the I value 0. Now it comes here and I value is 1, 1 less than 100, yes, it will print, and I value becomes 2, now is 2 until the condition is false, right? Let me run this particular program. Now you can see this, it got printed from 0 to 99, right? So let's suppose if you want from 1 to 100, what you have to do, you have to give it is 1 and less than or equal to 100. So the condition is passes until when 100 is less than or equal to 100, yes, and once it's printed 100, then it goes here and it becomes now 101 and is 101, 101 is less than or equal to 100, no, right? Then the loop terminates here. This is how the for loop syntax, and there is another loops like advanced for loop and all those things we'll learn in arrays. Okay, so you might get a question, when we have while loop and do while loop, why we need a for loop, right? So when you will use either while loop, do while loop is, if you don't know, where to stop, if you don't know the condition, if you don't know the condition, if you don't know the condition where to stop, then you can use while loop. When you will use for loop, if you know where to stop exactly, if you know where to stop, if you know the condition, where to stop, then we can use for loop. So this is this is how you can leverage, right? Let's suppose there might be some dynamic content, there might be some database data you want to print, right? If you don't know the way to stop, the exact number of rows and all of that, you can use while loop until the last statement is empty. Until then you can keep on running loop. So we can learn those things also at sets when we are learning collections. We have a set, there we can set interface, there we can learn that. And if you know the condition exactly where to stop, then you can leverage for loop. And one more thing in while loop and in do while loop is, uh, you know if there is any scenario, let's go to the do while loop. If there is any scenario where you want to check some condition, without checking the condition, if you want to do some execution of the statements based on the updated values, and then later if you want to check the condition, then you can, based on your requirement, you can use do while loop. Now first you want to check the condition and then execute the statements, you can use while loop. And similarly for loop also. So the main difference between while loop and for loop, when you know when to use, right? So if you don't know the condition, you can use while loop. If you know the condition, you can go ahead with for loop. I hope you understand. Please do subscribe.